Okay, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Now for this time, we talk about theories of translation. We talk about theories first, and then we continue to the practice. After that, we go to the theory, and then we go to the practice again. Well, according to Collins Dictionary, we can see number 1. Translation is a piece of writing or speech that has been put into different language. It is according to Collins. 2. Dictionary of Definition. Translation is changing from one state or form to another. 3. Catford defines that translation as a replacement source text which equivalent to the target. So Catford emphasizes on equivalent here. Catford is an expert in translation. Earth and God states that translation is intended to restate in one language what someone else said or wrote in another language. Plus, Monday states that translation is changing of original written text in the original verbal language into a written text in different verbal language. Based on the theories, based on the definition above, it can be concluded that translation connects between two or more languages or multi-language which emphasize on equivalent. So equivalent is a fundamental one in translating. Equivalent is a complex problem in translating from source to the target text. Okay, now we continue to the concept of translation. Jacobson in 1959 described 3 concepts of translation. It is familiar until this year. 1. Intralingual translation or rewording. Rewording is an interpretation of verbal sign by system by means of other signs of the same language. By the same language, it means that we make an interpretation, we make a rewording in the same language. Like Indonesian, we reword or we summarize or we interpret a certain statement, a certain form in the same language, like Indonesian to Indonesian. 2. Interlingual translation or translation proper. Translation proper is an interpretation of verbal sign by means of some other language. It means that we translate from one language to the other, to the next, to the other language, like from Indonesian to English, or vice versa, or another to another. Okay, so it is translation proper. The last concept is intersemiotic translation. Intersemiotic translation, it is called transmutation. Intersemiotic or transmutation is last concept of translation. It is transmutation is an interpretation of verbal signs by means of signs of non-verbal sign system. Okay, for a better understanding from the 3 concepts of translation above, we can see to the example. Okay, to the first concept, It is called intralingual or rewording. It is an interpretation of verbal sign by means of other signs of the same language. We can see the example here. In this conversation, there are 3 participants. 1 policeman, 2 Jill, and the last Jack. We can see the conversation here. Policeman: there has been an accident ahead, madam. I'm afraid you will have to turn left at Street Mary's Lane here. The road is blocked. Jill: oh, okay, thanks. Jack: what did he say? Jill: we have got to turn left. We can see here how Jill answered to the Jack's questions. Jill didn't give a complete answer. Like, policeman said that there has been an accident ahead. I'm afraid you will have to turn left at Street Mary's Lane here. The road is blocked. Jack didn't give the complete answer. Jack didn't give a complete statement from policeman. In this case, Jill reword the statement of police in order to answer Jack question. I hope you can understand the first concept of rewording in the same language. In this case, it is occur in English language. Now we continue to the next concept. The next concept, it is called translation proper. Translation proper is an interpretation of verbal sign by means of some other language. We can see here source text, selamat malam. Target text 1, good evening. Target text 2, good night. It means that translator need to choose one of target text 1 or target text 2 in order to translate the word of selamat malam. In this case, context play a important role in order to translate this one. If translator choose target text 1, good evening, it means that the context or the situation between speaker and listener can continue the next communication to the next topic. They can discuss another topic. However, if target text 2 is chosen by the translator, it means that there is no communication for the next. It means that by choosing good night, it means that speaker and listener will go sleep. So it is occur in translating one language to another language, like Indonesian to English or vice versa. So this is the most important thing, or context play an important role in order to translate this text. Polysemy also play a complex one in order to translate this one, like a chair. Do you have a chair in this company? It means that apakah Anda memiliki jabatan di perusahaan ini? The word of chair, it is not translated to the bangku, but it is translated to jabatan. Okay, we will discuss it for the next meeting. Now the last concept is transmutation. or intersemiotic translation. Intersemiotic translation is an interpretation of verbal sign by means of signs of non-verbal sign system. Non-verbal sign system. It is non-verbal sign system. We can see the situation of this by giving this hand and the head. It is a performance of mangaliat tortor in Batak culture. However, this non-verbal system can be translated into the word's meaning in language. It means that, or this movement, it is to quote the respectful to the God's creature, and it is to quote the respectful to the whole audience, and also it is to quote to the first firestone. First firestone, it means to hula hula. Second firestone, it means to dongan tubuh. And to the third firestone, it means to the boru. Okay. This is the last example of intersemiotic translation, which interpretation of verbal sign by means of sign of non-verbal sign. It is non-verbal, but we can translate it. It is called transmutation, or the last concept of translation based on Jacobson. Okay, I think that's all for my explanation. If you have a question, you can give it in our comment, and I will reply to your questions. And I hope you understand the concept of theories of translation. I hope you can understand theories of translation and concept of translation based on Jacobson. Okay, I think that's all. Goodbye. See you in the next time.